stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in my hand, giving life to all creation. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life is in you, is in me. Spirit of life, flowing from God, sings in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, moving in God's hand, giving life to all creation. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life is in you, is in me. Spirit of life, blesses us, one with thee.
Lighting the flames of faith, a call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as practitioner Kimberly Wooldridge lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here today. Please join me in an opening affirmative prayer. As I go inward, I allow myself to relax and refresh my consciousness with the realization that behind it all, there is only one life, one power, one infinite creative loving being that in its original state is absolutely formless and therefore permeates and penetrates and occupies every space. And it is right here, this presence is right here, right now, and for that I am very, very grateful. And I know the nature of this one is infinite love, it's infinite capacity for joy, infinite capacity for beauty and appreciation and gratitude. It is all intelligence and all wisdom. It is undisturbable peace, and it is lightness, it is fun, it is humor, it is absolute lavish, prosperous abundance of every good thing. And it is limitless, inexhaustible power. And I know that, and I am very grateful that I am conscious of this presence, and I know that I am and every other person is a divine idea in this mind, extended into this realm of time and space, also created by it, for the purpose of doing what life does, for creating greater expressions of expansion of itself. And in this case, that means through us, more love, more joy, more harmony, more peace, more prosperity, more health, more expression of every conceivable good. And I claim, therefore, for each person here, that each person here is finding that revelation of truth that they were seeking coming here today, that each person is finding exactly what they are seeking in having chosen to come here today, and that I know that each person is finding that revelation of truth that reveals the last barriers to finally fully accepting that we can and will live the life of our dreams. And so I know that the words and actions that take place here today reverberate far beyond the walls of this center that is also a divine idea in the mind of spirit, and that this good travels out ever outward. So I know that this is absolutely so. I know that as I speak my word, the gift is already given. I also claim that any healing that needs to be done in any person for any reason, anywhere, for this gift to be accepted, that this healing is happening right here, right now, and that it is palpable. And I give thanks for that, and I release it into these perfect laws that can absolutely be counted on and act with absolute precision. So with full acceptance, expectancy, and love, I simply let it be, knowing that that which created me loves me. And together we say, and so it is. Now, Dr. Heather Dawn Clark.
Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley. A spiritual center that explores spiritual ideas and always offers ideas that you can apply to your life. When you do so, your life will be transformed. When your life is transformed, everything around you is changed for the better, and it helps to make a world that works for everyone. So welcome home. It's so good to see you all here. I've missed you so much. I was gone last week, in case you were also gone last week, and I'm just so happy to be home. I'd like to introduce the people who are going to be on the platform with me this morning. So first of all, you met my platform assistant, the Reverend Bruce Fredenberg. And joining him later on this morning will be one of our first-year practitioner students, Inward Journey students, Vidette Vanderweide, who writes our affirmations for us. I would like to introduce our band, first of all, beginning with our music director and our choir director, Diane King Ban. On guitar, Ed Cusby. On drums, David Page. And on bass, Bill Dixon. Our vocalists this morning are our song leaders, and that's Alan Dale, Reverend Karen Allen, and Rick Dale. And they could come forward because the most important thing I'm going to say is about God's greatest idea. God's greatest idea is the idea of a human being created in the image and likeness of the divine. And if you have a birthday in June, we'd like to celebrate that divine idea as you. So would the June babies please stand so we can give you a lot of love.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Make sure that the people that were standing get a Creative Thought magazine. Our Creative Thought magazine has been really newly reorganized and all in full color. It's beautiful. And sometime during the service, not now, but later, look up your birth date and you'll find something that speaks exactly to you because that's how it works. So welcome. So happy you joined us this morning. Now we're all going to stand and sing together a song you all know, Get Together. Please stand.
Love is but a song we sing, and fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. Know the dove is on the wing, and you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together. Time to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, we will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together. Time to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together. Time to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both, it's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together. Time to love one another right now. People now, come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together. Time to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
Give yourselves a hand. Greet the people around you, and then we'll declare our principles. you'll all be seated, please, we're going to declare our principles together. I'm going to start anyway, even though you're not sitting down. You're just like cats. Hard to herd. Okay, please join me. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates upon a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is. Wonderful. I'd like to acknowledge those of you who are in service today or have been in service this whole week. I know that's a lot of you, so would you please stand so we can give you a lot of love. A special section are the people who are practitioners trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer and have always been in service because they pray for this center and for all of you every single week, and specifically if you have a prayer request. So what I know is your life can change completely, totally, for the good. Make an appointment and see one of these people. You'll be so happy you did. To get a taste of that, Sunday morning we offer 3 practitioners to be in service to you, and you will find them 2 at this table, 1 in that tranquility room, the glass windows right behind us. The 4th practitioner will be answering any questions that you have. So in service today, we have Holding the High Watch, Aidan Greeney. We have Dave Friedman. We have Kimberly Wildridge. And going to read the affirmation for us first, Fred Mercado, and then we will read it again together. Let's acknowledge all of the practitioners. Fred.
Good morning. We've got a great affirmation today. So, today and always, I recognize my life purpose. I follow it each day by doing the things that bring me joy. When I feel joy, Spirit is expressing as me, and I live on purpose. So if you'll join me now. Today and always, I recognize my life purpose. I follow it each day by doing the things that bring me joy. When I feel joy, Spirit is expressing as me, and I live on purpose. And so it is.
This is the time in our service that we get a little quiet and allow that voice for God to be heard. We do it by chanting first, and the chant that we're chanting is a Melissa Felipe chant. I am remembering who I am. And that's pretty well all the chant is. Then I'll lead you in a very short meditation, some silence. We'll close with the same chant.
I am remembering who I am remembering who I
Continuing to breathe into that awareness, that memory of spiritual truth, the I am that I am, is the holiest of holies, is the creative process in the universe and in the individual, is first cause to all creation. It is magnificence itself, and we know it's present when we feel joy. So in this moment, let come to mind an experience of joy, not a little bit of amusement, but that great big joy that was so evident in your body temple, through the laughter, through the giggles, through the body. And let that joy be what you are experiencing right now. Let it intensify in you as you bring that clearly to mind. Turn up the volume 100 times. Clarify the picture so it's sharp and in focus. And then in the silence, allow that joy to truly be triumphant within you as the truth of your being. And remembering who you are, bringing that awareness fully present to this moment of space and time, getting back into your bodies if you've been out of them because you're going to want to be back. It is my great joy to present Allendale.
Guitar coming through? Everybody repeat after me. Life is good. I live life on purpose. Thank you, God. There is a field beyond all you know, waiting for you to sow. Contains everything that could possibly be coming into form. Just make it so. Where is your plan? Did you set it aside to read the papers of fear? But something inside knows what your truth is. The song is yours to hear. It's real life, take it. Real life, make it come true. Move to inspire your deepest desire. Real life is there for you. Dear to the heart, the source of the soul is lighting up to your door. So fill in the colors, fulfilling your dreams, rich or poor. Choice is yours, it's real life, take it. Real life, make it come true. Move to inspire your deepest desire. Real life is there for you. Each moment is an infinite line. Welcome to the universe. You're just in time to witness intention. We promise perfection. Now's your turn to shine. There is a field ripe unto harvest, waiting for you to taste, containing every good thing you can imagine. There is no time to waste. It's real life, take it. Real life, make it come true. Move to inspire your deepest desire. Real life is there for you. It's real life, take it. It's real life, stir it and shake it. Make it what you will, and know that it's real. Life is really yours. It's real life.
Thank you. Thank you, Ellendale. It was just beautiful. Let's acknowledge them again. Beautiful. The theme of the whole month, as Rick told you before they started singing, is living on purpose. And living on purpose means that we have an intention to live a certain way, on purpose, purposefully. And the purpose that we bring, so today's lesson, today's message, discussion is your purpose for your life's purpose. And a few weeks ago, Reverend Michael Gott was here, and he did a wonderful workshop about exploring what were the talents and gifts and the the things that you've been given that you are give, to give back. So it is about that, but honestly, where it begins is knowing who you are, remembering who you are. Reverend Karen chooses the songs for the month, and one of the songs that she suggested that I really like, but it's it's a chant kind of song, is a John Aston chant, um, and it's love, serve, and remember. It's why are you here? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come? To love, serve, and remember. And truly, that's where it starts. We've come to express this thing itself that's within us. We're made in the image and likeness of the one. We've come here to be more of that. And yet, so many of us have spent much of our time playing small, saying, oh, that's going to sound conceited, or that that I think too highly of myself. Could God think too highly of itself? Could God think too highly of itself? Not at all, ever. We're just beginning to understand who we really are. It's a very good thing. Would God need to have Adelaides? Absolutely not. God could care less about that. God's intention is for expression, to express those talents, those things, that greatness that is you. And for me, the greatness that is me. I want to tell you a little bit about where I've been the last 2 weeks. Last weekend, I was at our Lake Arrowhead retreat, and you should put it on your calendars right now, because honestly, this is a really moving spiritual experience. And it was more so this year than ever before, I believe. Reverend Judy was there, and June, Kim, Dave, I'm forgetting somebody, and pardon? And Gina and me. And then of course almost all of the Redondo Beach Church, no, at least 95 of the Redondo Beach members, and about 14 or 15 of the Granada Hills members. The retreat itself was phenomenal because it drew forth from us an authenticity, a truth, a beauty, a wholeness that is God in expression. And I had this wonderful, interesting thing happen, and I'm going to tell you, and you have to hear it the way, well, you can hear it however you hear it. I can't control that, can I? You're going to hear it how you hear it. Okay, so I usually am, every other year it's happened this way, that we speak Friday night, little short, hi, how are you? Saturday morning, longer talks, and then Saturday afternoon workshops. And usually I get a Saturday afternoon workshop and everyone attends. But this year, so it starts Friday, goes Saturday all day and all night, and Sunday, a wonderful Taizé service, and there's been yoga and meditation in the morning, and then the Taizé service, and then lunch. And then that was my spot. And I honestly thought I'd have maybe 15 or 20 of the 95 people come, because it was a beautiful day in Lake Arrowhead. The lake was beckoning, and it was hot in the room, in the program room. So I thought, not because they didn't love me, but because they would want to look after themselves, they would not come. And they kept coming, and they kept coming, and they kept coming. There were about 90 people in the room when I started the workshop. And there were the same number when I finished the workshop, which really surprised me. It was like, wow, you'd rather do this than be out there playing. And I mentioned that at the end of the workshop, how honored I was that they stayed and they listened and they participated. And later that night when we were line dancing, yes, line dancing, a woman came up to me, a Redondo Beach woman that I've seen before, a younger woman, and she said, Dr. Heather, I was so surprised to hear you say that you were surprised. Don't you know you're a legend? A legend. Well, I didn't know that. I mean, it really did expand my mind, or blew it, I'm not sure, but it was a surprise to me. It was a surprise to me because in my mind, I'm still a beginning minister. In my mind, I'm still, I'm still 22 years ago just starting out. And it isn't true. And the thing that I know most about is the science of mind. And so I am an expert on the science of mind. And I am an exceptional teacher of the science of mind. So from now on, I won't be surprised when whole bunches of people show up to listen to me, to be with me, to be in my company. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your acknowledgement. But it was really how easy it is for us, and if it's true for me, it has to be true for you, to think of ourselves as small, when in essence, in truth, we could never contain ourselves. We're that magnificent. We're that grand, that big, spiritually. I'm not talking about egotistically, but believe me, my good friend Lisa, I was then in Milwaukee and she was teasing me. Of course, you're legendary, she would say. So, okay, now I can laugh about it as well, because it's not about puffing up the ego. It's about reminding self, why have you come? Are you doing the thing you've come to do? Are you doing the thing you've come to do? And are you doing it with your whole mind, your whole heart, your whole being? Or do you get sidetracked? And probably we all get sidetracked sometimes. I'm preparing, as you know, for I'm so glad you came. Welcome. But sometimes we get sidetracked because life signals us with something, a surprise, a loss, a change we weren't expecting. And that's the very time that we're called to really remember what we've come to be and do. That's the time. I'm preparing for this Prosperity Plus 2, and so I have the CDs in my car playing all the time, and I've listened to 9 of the 10 CDs. It's fabulous. You're going to love it. If you've taken Prosperity Plus 1, you can take Prosperity Plus 2. She bases it on Genevieve Behrens' little book called Your Invisible Power. Who is Genevieve Behrens? You probably haven't even heard of her. She was Thomas Troward's only student. Thomas Troward was someone who influenced Ernest Holmes a great deal. In fact, one of Dr. Holmes' book is really a book study on Thomas Troward's Edinburgh lectures. So I want to tell you about this woman just a little bit, because she remembered who she is and she used what she knew even when it seemed impossible. So this was in sometime before 1920, sometime in the teens, and she heard of Troward. And she said, I'm going to study with Thomas Troward. So she started writing him letters, and he answered letters saying, I don't take students. I will not teach you. But she knew she was going to study with Thomas Troward. So now imagine this. She's a young woman, 22 years old. She is widowed. Her husband left her a stipend, meaning it was probably enough that if she stayed in that, I think she was in Los Angeles, if she stayed where she lived, she'd have enough to live for for probably the rest of her life. Probably just a small amount. She decided she was going to have to go to Great Britain to study with Troward. And she knew it would take her a lot of money because she would probably have to live there for 6 months or so as she's studying with him. She'd have to book passage because in those days that's how you get to Great Britain from the United States, and plan to have all this time away. And so she thought to herself, it will probably take about $20,000. Now, in our today's terms, that's like you or me saying it will probably take about $500,000. Impossible. Impossible. Here's what she did. every night and many times during the day, she would think about herself sitting on her bed, counting 20 $1,000 bills, counting them, seeing them, visualizing them, knowing, feeling, touching. This is her money. It's hers. It's in her intimate space. She refused to be discouraged. She declined discouragement. She declined. No, thank you. I'm saying yes to studying with Judge Thomas Troward. Her story is even more amazing than that because she did go and study with him. And like your life and mine, sometimes life calls you in a direction you think, why on earth am I going this way? It doesn't feel sensible. Other people are telling me that I need to do it another way. That was what part of her story also. She said she knew she had to have an astrological chart done by this famous astrologer, who, by the way, didn't take private clients either. And so she finally, I mean, she's a woman who used her will to imagine what she did want, even and despite the fact that she did not have it. She used her creative faculty to imagine it as if it were already there. That's how we use the science of mind intelligently. So she got this intuition, that was last month, but she got this intuition that she needed to have this astrological chart done. In the meanwhile, with all of her letters, Troward had softened and he said, if you can give me the correct meaning of this Bible verse, it was a verse from Revelation, which you can read in the book, but most of Revelation is like anyone could interpret it any way. How would you know what's the right interpretation, the right way to view this? So that's in the back of her head, and she's asking everyone and feeling every answer is incorrect. You've been there too, right? Where you know that you're guided to something and people are suggesting you go a different way, and you know that's not your way. You're the one that knows your way. I'm the one that knows my way. So she knew, and she took a lady friend with her to this astrologer's house. And they were seated in the parlor, and he said, Madam, I will not, I am not going to do a chart for you. And she said something in her, told her to keep seated, not to get up. Meanwhile, her friend, the social cue was to get up, and the friend was up and ready to go. And she could tell her friend was uncomfortable and embarrassed. And still she sat. Do we have that degree of faith in our own consciousness that we're willing to sit through someone else's uncomfortableness and embarrassment when we need to? So she sat. And then, all of a sudden, the big cat, a house cat, jumped in her lap. And the famous astrologer said, okay then, Jack, the cat's name, I guess you've spoken for her. He said, Madam, I will do your chart. They made arrangements to meet at a certain place, certain time. Bring me your information. So those of you who do astrology know that she needs to know the date and place and time of her birth, et cetera, et cetera. So she was gathering all that up. And still she knew she didn't really want the chart. She didn't, and he even said to her, I can tell you're not really interested in this chart. But nevertheless, I will meet you at thus and so. They met. She gave him the information, and it came to her to ask him what he thought the meaning of this book verse in Revelation meant. And he told her, and she said immediately she knew that was the answer. Don't you know when you know? Yeah, when you know. She knew it was the answer. She immediately telegraphed Troward, and he said, very well, madam, you may study with me, but first you must attend this lecture in London that he was giving the following in a few weeks. Amazing, amazing woman. She was practicing what we practice. But sometimes we get a little lazy. sometimes we forget that we're creating everything we see out of this great love that Spirit is in us. Sometimes we think that the criticism or the comparison or the complaint is valid. And we start believing a lie about ourselves. Rick said it. What did you say, Rick? About purpose? You're here to live on purpose. You're here to live on purpose. And that purpose simply means this: to be living from a awareness that every thought you think, feel, see, everything you're convinced of as being true will be true. It can't help it, because you are the master directing your life according to spiritual law. Forgive yourselves when you forget, because we all do. You heard me, and I'm a legend. It's so funny. Remember to use what you know. Remember that what you have in mind and heart is greater than the greatest, it's greater than the greatest wealth you could ever create, because everything is created out of you, out of your beliefs, out of your desires, out of your longings. And because it's all God and all good, it's time. It's time for you to wake up and live on purpose. I've forgotten that I said this, but I've said it many times that, you know, if there were an anthropomorphic God out there, the mantra from planet Earth would be, but there isn't. And our job is simply to wake up and stay awake. Live your life on purpose, for you are purpose-filled, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now our wonderful Alan Dale once more to the platform.
Nobody can tell you there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell you as it hangs them up to see someone like you. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. You're gonna be nowhere, the loneliest kind of lonely. It may be rough going just to do your things, the hardest thing to do. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. But if you cannot take my hand, and if you must be going, I will understand. music, even if nobody else sings along. Oh, you know you got to make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. Sing your song. Sing your song.
If anyone's visiting us for the very first time today, we have a small gift for you. And if you just raise your hand, it will be delivered to you in the gift. So over here is one. In the gift, there's some information about our center and also a welcome card. Anyone else? Raise your hand. So, okay, back here also, Joni, I don't know if you could see. Our sanctuary is situated in a way it's a little way over here. So in the little bag, there's some information. There's a gift for you, and if you fill out the welcome card and take it to the bookstore, you will receive another gift, a book of your choice. So let's acknowledge our visitors this morning. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it is now time for us to share our gifts, our tithes, our offerings. And as the stewards are coming forward, I'd just like to say that I'm so grateful for whatever is given and for the consciousness with which it's given. Our center is fully supported and funded by those of you who attended, and we are so grateful in advance for our guests. Please let this be ours to do. When you come back and join us as a family, we'd be very happy for you to participate as well. And today, let's just take that gift in our hand. Let's just take it in our hand, and let's, if you have it, if this is a day to give your gifts, let it be filled with love. And never give anything if you can't give it with love. And know and see it blessing everything it touches. And in your own way, in the silence, just let it feel this good that is this that you're sharing, this gift of you. And then let's say together, my offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
The second star to the right shines in the night for you, to tell you that the dreams you plan really can come true. The second star to the right shines with a light that's rare. And if it's Neverland you need, its light will lead you there. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, so I'll know where you are, gleaming in the skies above. Lead me to the land I dream of. And when your journey is through, each time we say goodnight, I'll thank the little star that shines each time we say goodbye. I'll thank the little star that shines the second from the right. Thank you.
First, if the stewards would come back, please. We do this together. So if you put your hands out like this, you can feel the energy both leaving your hands and coming to your hands. You can put them like this, or you can put it like this, but I like to welcome it. So please repeat after me. On behalf of my beloved center, I receive these gifts, knowing they bless everything they touch and return to every giver, multiplied, pressed down, and spilling over, and so it is. Thank you, Stuart.
You've probably been admiring these beautiful flowers, and today they are from Reverend Genevieve Harvey in celebration of her birthday on May 9th, and let's honor her. If you would like to provide flowers on a Sunday, please sign up on the kiosk, or you can bring them yourself or order them from Starla, and she'll deliver them for you.
Okay, after service today, we have some special things going on. At the back table, we have our final day of our Gourmets for God auction. So if you have not signed up or placed your bid for one of the fun social events, or you don't know what it is, please stop by the table. We have until 12:30 for you to place your bids, and this is the final day, as I said. And while that's going on, our Fab 3 are going to be doing their metaphysical interpretations of Beatles songs. So it'll be a really great day for us to sit here and place our final bids and be entertained. Also, this Wednesday, for Wednesday Wisdom, there's a fantastic speaker. You might kind of know him. He's right here, I said Bread, Bruce Fredenberg. And he's going to be talking about the overlooked secret to getting what you want. So it's very much in alignment with our Prosperity Plus 2 class as well.
And there's also a potluck that begins at 5:45, and childcare is available. And save the date. It seems to me there were some funny-looking people over there wanted to say something about something.
What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the choir play. Life is a cabaret, old chums. Come to the cabaret. So the choir cabaret is coming up a week from Friday. That's Friday the 13th for all of you superstitious types. All your favorite music of the 40s, here's some people to tell you about it.
We got music and dessert. We got dancing, we got song.
We've got Diane on piano and Clark leading the throngs.
It's just a week from Friday, so it's really black and white.
Buy tickets now, it's just one night. There are only 12 more days. Only 12 more days. Get your tickets now today. There are only 12 more days. There are only 12 more days.
One would think after that there's nothing much left to say. However,
I would like to introduce Reverend Michael DeFebo, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about Prosperity Plus 2, one of my favorite classes. I haven't had two, but I've had one. It was pretty fantastic.
I'm done.
Fastest talk ever.
I would suggest you read your program, though, because there are some dates that go along with this. The Prosperity Plus 1 may begin Sunday the 22nd. Prosperity Plus 2, if you've already taken that, does begin on Tuesday, June 24th. And there's a materials cost that goes with the class, and they need a certain number of people to sign up. One more thing.
Lastly, we have our women's group meeting on Friday. We're going to have Dr. Lara Romero with us, and she's going to be doing a healing circle as well as some intuitive readings. So I will be there, so come join us on Friday here at the center.
And those of you who aren't women, there's a men's group on Tuesday, June 10th. I know as you look around, we're hard to find, but there are a few of us here, June 10th. That's it. Thanks.
You could have had a whole minute, but anyway, find Reverend Michael if you want to sign up for Prosperity Plus 2 because he's got the form for you to fill out. So make sure you find him. He'll be with the forms wherever he